My name is Chris Crump. I've been, I guess you could say, an artist for a very long time. My parents started me off very young, so I guess when I was about 10 in some form or fashion. So it wasn't really something that I planned on doing. I went to school to be an artist, you know, like graphic design and all that good stuff, but it was just something I kind of stuck with. Go figure. Well, it usually started out of necessity. They needed somebody to play something. So it started off, my dad, we had a little family band starting off, okay? So my dad sang, my mom sang, my dad played the piano, my brother at 7 started playing the drums. And my dad's like, we need a bass player. Chris, you play the bass. So from then, once I got a little too old for the family band, because it was way uncool to be playing with your parents, you know what I mean? So by the way, trying to get out of a family band is like trying to get out of a mob. It's not easy. So once you're out, you know, thank God you're out. But then it was like, man, some other band would contact me and say, we really need an electric guitar player. Chris, you can play. Why don't you do it? So it was out of sheer necessity. It was, of course, as an adolescent, I'm super awkward, super nerdy, totally invisible to girls, that kind of thing. I'm thinking maybe if I play the guitar, girls will like me, you know? So that's what I started doing. And so after that, it was like, wow, our singers are all gone. Chris, could you sing? We need you to sing. And I'm just like, no, no, I'm not going to sing. You've heard my voice? No. And so I started doing that out of necessity. And then after that, started getting a little confident and started realizing I really like to do it. So it's just kind of been a journey ever since then of just doing that. And songwriting, the songs that I've written, are pretty much out of necessity because I feel like this hasn't been said yet. Why isn't there a song that's talking about what I'm feeling right now? Otherwise, I'd go buy that and not write. You know, so it's like, okay, well, I really want to express how I'm feeling and there's not a song out there, so shoot, I might as well just write my own. So I did, and it's very therapeutic, as I'm sure you'll hear a lot of that today. It's very therapeutic. Well, a lot of people have a lot of different, a lot of people use love as a springboard, so to speak. Sorry. And a lot of people use anger, angst, faith. I'm very faith-driven, so a lot of my songs have to do with my walk with God, and a lot of them have to do with my walk towards my total and complete lack of understanding of women. So that has a lot to do with it. So one of the songs that's on the album that I just did is a song called Napkin Letters. And it's a mentor of mine once told me, because I just gone through a really bad breakup, which usually songs go like that, and so I'm trying to deal with this. I was totally in love with this girl, totally in love with her, couldn't understand why it ended. And so one of my mentors said, well, Chris, here's what you do. Whenever you're out in public, say you're at a diner or something like that, and you see these couples together, and all of a sudden you start to get this feeling inside you, like, man, I just wish I could talk to who it is that you know, who you want to be with. Just write it down on a letter, on a napkin, whatever you have. So I'm sitting at this restaurant, and I start writing these letters to my future wife. Say, hey, dear blank, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to see what color your eyes are. Sappy stuff like that, right? Stuff that I usually would never admit to anybody. So I've got like this stack of these napkin letters that I've written to this, you know, future girl, whoever she may be. So through that, and once I told somebody about it, they're like, oh, that's a good story. So all of a sudden I just kind of wrote a song out of that, you know? That's usually how these things happen. So I guess that's a good example. Another song that I've written, it's a point in my life where I didn't think I was going to live for much longer. And so at that point in my life, I thought, well, whenever you're faced with your mortality, you start to think very differently. You start to think the things that all the first world problems that you used to have become very trivial. And so I started wondering what kind of legacy would it be that I led, and what kind of message did I want to send. So I started writing a song called Lay My Body Down, which we just filmed a music video for. So if you're out there on them worldwide internets, you can find it on YouTube or something like that. But it's pretty much just my dedication to the legacy that I want to lead. And it's not that, oh, this guy does this, or he's a musician, or he's an artist, or whatever. I wanted people to see me as nothing more than a man and a Christian. And that's it. So that's kind of where that song came from. So, inspiration. Every year is different. Every year you've got new goals, new aspirations, and you say, well, this year I'm going to do this. It's just going to happen for me. and then that changes very drastically. So what are my plans for the future? My plans are to wake up tomorrow morning and to keep breathing and be happy for that breath that I've got. And while I've got voice, and while I've got air in my lungs, and while I've got a voice to sing with, I'm going to continue to do that for as long as I can. And so far, that's my goal. You can find me on at chriscrumpmusic.com. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. I'm sure there's other ones. Napster? No, not Napster. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this stuff. This is why I have people usually to say this stuff for me. But you can find me on just about any social media you can find. I'm on Facebook, sort of. So I'll admit I am a big Instagram fan. Is that still cool? I don't know. Are people still into Instagram? Yeah, that's probably the one thing I check all the time.